And let me tell you how I came into play. We was competitors, we was trying to all get better. We played the three major sports, hood against hood, Stones against the GDs, GDs against the BDs. Put the money to the wood, all good like it should. My mission was not to join the gang, I just wanted to hang, do the sports thing. The older, quicker things change. Let me break it down. I had schoolmates. Before it was love, not hate. We all played in a school game. We played ball until it was no more light. Real late. At my guy's table, I ate.
Well, Pope, and he wasn't Pope then. He was 8 years then. He was still on the come up. I mean, that particular incident hurt him hard because I can remember he had got a cedar job. If that's what he had, a cedar job working that whole summer. Now he worked that whole summer, put his little pennies up to go school shopping where he could be the freshest thing on the market when school started, because we firmly believe in dressing in our neighborhood. From tailor-mades to Foley's to the finest of Kangos to the Dobbs to the Furs, we dress. And that's how people knew us, from dressing. So right when it came time, maybe 3 weeks before school started, his house burnt down. And it hurt him so bad, but not only was he upset for the material things that was in his house that burnt down, but I can clear it like it was yesterday. Carvell, my money in the house. My money. That's all he was on. My money was in the house. What I'm gonna do now? So he did what any player on 69th Street would do. He didn't quit. It just made him colder, made him stronger, made him harder. He went from being a carefree person to, I gotta get mine, any means necessary. And that's what he stood on. And he did a lot of things that he probably wouldn't have did if that one particular incident wouldn't have happened to him in his life.
Yeah. And then when it did happen, I had so much pride, but everybody on the block gave me a little something.
Oh yeah. You know, we
back, it must have been a dream. Slugs was the king of the GDs, over the ruler. Rode a bass one up under the sun. Back then, everything used to be fun.
showed him love. We knew what time it was. You know, if he needed anything, he knew he already had it. But at the same time, you know, the way we come up, we have more pride by having our own, but we just showed him how much love we had. It was like, man, don't even trip. We know what time it is. We got you. And that's how he got out. We had him.
In all is well wars, that's a fact of life you just couldn't ignore. Security on high level all through the land for me. Having a session talking about the game plan for Chicago. King of the pumpkin head. If you can't do talking smack, all you act.
Matter of fact, you helped send me to the service. You know what I'm saying? I came to you like, so what's up with this? You know, and then you gave me the info. Elaborate.
Yeah. Well, you know, actually, I went to the service. You know, the way our parents raised us, they raised us in such a way we really didn't know we was poor till it was time to go to college, and realized we didn't have money to support college. So what I was calling myself doing, I was getting ready to go to the service so I can have money to pay for my college. But at the same time, I chose not to go to the service. But ATS happened to see me.
The car outside. The car was outside your house, waiting on you.
Right, the recruiting officer was there. And when I came back, he was asking, you finna go to the service? And at first I was like, yeah. But come to find out, I didn't go. But he ended up feeding on that lead. He ended up going to the service. And it helped to change his life tremendously.
Because I was thinking about going to Marines. You was like, nah, dog, not the Marines. Marines, and my brother went to Marines, so, you know, you see what it kind of like did to him, so Army for the black folks.
And exactly, because that's why I was headed to the Marines, to Paris Island. Right there when I was with my recruiting officer, I was all booked and sealed. They give you a block stack of papers. I done signed so many of the papers, and it was a yellow sheet of paper, and they were saying, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. Once you join, we your mama, we your daddy, we this, we that. And I'm like, at the particular time, I'm like, this kind of serious. Do I really want to do this thing? And I just told him, no. Man, I looked over at my recruiting officer. He dropped his face because I was his bonus. You know what I'm saying? I was his bonus. And so many people have to sign up, I guess, in the corner of a month, they get a bonus. I was his bonus. Man, they raced me down from Payless Hill downtown. They was talking to me. They was talking to me all the way going. When I told them I didn't want to join the Marines, coming back home, they didn't say 4 words to me. I got to the fact of the matter. I told them, well, you know what? y'all can drop me off right here. I got some money. I can make it home on my own. They was like, no, it's a rule. We got to take you all the way back home. But still in all, I can tell they didn't want to do it. I didn't care though, because I wasn't going to their service.
Well, I didn't have too much, you know what I'm saying, choice. I was on the street, you know, doing my thing, sleeping in the car, but they didn't know that, you know what I'm saying, because I had too much pride to show it, but I knew I had to make a move. I was doing too much scandalous things. So I'm telling y'all guys out here, you know what I'm saying, you're going to come to decisions and things in your life where you're going to cross a pathway, you know, a crossroad. It's going to be that road you're going to have to come up to and which way you're going. Now, we got a lot of homies we can look back on that didn't make it, or maybe locked up for 40, 30, 50 years, you know what I'm saying? But we still out here on the block, as you see. I went and seen Trey, Kyle out here, he doing his thing, Trey doing the pasture stuff, you know what I'm saying, in Florida. And then my little brother, he doing this stuff. You know, we all trying to get back to society now. We was doing our thug thizzle, but once we got the knowledge and understood what we was doing, then it was time to rise on up out of that, you know what I'm saying? And he's one of the guys that come on up.
And right, and that's the point, you know, coming up as a kid, you're gonna do foolish things, but when you become a man, you have to make a choice. What he's talking about, that V in the fork of the road. Either you're gonna go right or you're gonna go left. And you can pretty much figure out the future of the majority of our friends that went left. Either they dead, either they locked up, either they doing life, either they dope fiends on the street asking for a handout right now.
Right now.
And that's what I never wanted for my life. I never was set up that way for life. I always set up for success. So I choose to change my pattern in life. And now that I did change the pattern in my life, it just happened to go the right way for me. I'm a social worker and I give back now. I try to help out young men, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I could change, they can change. Because I was one of the most corrupt persons on 69th Street.
And we're going to wrap this interview up right now. We gave you vintage from OG off the block, Carvell. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this guy. He spit the knowledge. You take it under your belt and roll with it. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Anything else?
All right, now, love, folks. You know, I said too much.
No, you ain't said enough. We're going to get another interview a little bit later on. But we out now.
Love.
69.
Everybody about our hood. Off the block.
This is for my niggas who don't know where I'm from, and this is for my niggas who do. So check my track record, baby.
He's from Chicago.
Big dream. 10 years on that set, you get your motherfucking respect. Game, where real niggas are trained. Might seem insane, but survival was the name of the game. Fiends in the scene with a gangster leaner, trying to get all the money that they bring. We did everything under the sun to make it happen. But who would've thought Pro Dog would start rapping? I'm from the hard knock streets of Chi-Town. City of big shoulders where I first put my G down. I'm off of K-Man Cross with the villain at 69th Street. When the nigga standing next to you is on the creek. All the hustlers out there trying to compete. Your number one quest, to be in a top spot. This means you ride around with bodyguards or packing 2 Glocks. You wanna ride the best, a caddy or a Benz. You gotta have it because it's the dope man's trend. Stand alone, hold on in. Everybody else look from outside in. But I bet you though, he ain't got one real good friend.
I see him go up and down in the city of Chi-Town.
This city where niggas smiles are upside down frown. He might not feel me that she from that part of town. It's always a nigga to take your place when you move with that fast pace. Nigga really ass without a trace.
Can spare no grace.
Said, what's that? You try man to stay afloat. Oh, it's no use for murky ocean, the mold in this boat. I was kicking it with bangers, schemers, hustlers, and killers. I was kicking it with niggas who would turn and straight deal ya. Sitting, chillin' alley with gateway corner spot. Congregation of us
Devilish niggas putting together
scandalous plots. Oh, we could be playing basketball behind your church parking lot. Yeah, that's how we was cut. Big dream. 10 years on that set, you get your motherfucking respect. Game where real niggas are trained. Might seem insane, but survival was the name of the game. Fiends in the scene with a gangster leaner, trying to get all the money that they bring. We did everything under the sun to make it happen.
Who would've thought Pro Dog would start rapping?
Sometimes I reminisce and take a good look back to see how quick a good niggas like us fell off track.
I was hustling at a young age when I was coming up.
My mama had me selling old school icy freeze cup. That's Kool-Aid, sugar, water, frozen in the cup. Covered with some plastic with a toothpick sticking up. Now return 10 cent back Kool-Aid in the 15 cent cups. Add it up and tell me if it ain't no come up. Even though I was banging and slang at the age of 13. I didn't mean be mean, but I was short as old seems that I sing. I just try to work at being good, just like you should. But sometimes being good ain't always good in the hood. When you put old Poe in the city factors come into play. Just to make a young good shorty straight. Now you take 2 broke 15-year-old shorty starving like Mars.
I'ma give you some examples of some ghetto charges.
Your man tells you about this thing while you smoking your last joint drinking grain. Your stomach starts to rumble, so you got something to eat on the brain. He hit you with a couple, you ain't no lame. Now he's got you. Head over heels in the game.
Instead of robbing the niggas for some change, we should have played the ice skate game.
This age, we felt that shame. Big dream. 10 years on that set, you get your motherfucking this game where real niggas are trained. Might seem insane, but survival was the name of the game. Some big scenes, hit the scene with a gun still in it, trying to get all the money and the green. We did everything under the sun to make it happen.
Dog would start rapping.
When I was a shorty, I had to grow up fast. You slip in the streets of the shop, they talk about your name in the past. Jumping in the game without a pop's help, nobody take me up out of the belt. Not a brother, a cub. In the streets, my close-knit, slick homies where I got love. Slap boxing, wrestling, tussling, muscling, football,
Basketball, baseball, girls chasing.
stepping, singing, weightlifting. Competition's like a weapon. If you couldn't keep up, you better keep stepping. Some of us could've been pros, but we left everything on one motherfucking street, dog. Cocaine hit strong in 84, that's when niggas went for broke. No joke, no more stains, all I do is get out here and bang. Use my muscle, my miss, get out here and sell this white crystal. Wait, something went wrong. 5 years later, all the black stores in the neighborhood was gone. One nigga left holding that old school bag phone. He had all the paper, foot soldiers called the vapors. You know what I'm saying? I was a regular nigga at first, I went to church. But having no money in my pocket, man, does it hurt. This is for my niggas off the Met. 6'9" love, 6'9" love. Get that paper, chase that paper. You know what I'm saying?
Our old pop,
All the paper. You know what I'm saying?
the cool old pops.
Chase that paper.
Oh my,
Big O.
big old.
And we can hit that little gangway right there. We had all this box getting in and out the block. That's why the police had so much of a terrible chance trying to catch us. You know what I'm saying? We would just disappear and then be in my man's house like, yeah, they're out there, don't go out there.